Welcome to another edition of Tripp Advice Live, the 12 o'clock edition on your Tuesday afternoon, 12 p.m. Central. Welcome back if you have watched and joined before, and hello to any newcomers. Say hello in the chat. Say hello in the chat specifically also if this is your first time, because it's good to have you here. Oh, what are we talking about today? Well, there's a few things. We got a little bit of an agenda here for the hour. First thing is we're going to go over some things I've been thinking about lately. Not related to this topic, actually, but stuff that I think is going to help you. Then we'll go into the topic, and then we'll go into the Q&A portion. And the Q&A portion is going to be where we can answer your questions either in the chat or the hotline. So the hotline is in the description below, so you'll see the number there. And wow, I just got all this ready and realized that I forgot to get my charger. So that means that this is going to die probably in the next 15 minutes. So stand by for like 2 seconds while you're going to see a blank screen. Hello, everybody. Yes. Hello. I'm just going to go get my charger really quickly, and then we'll be back. All right. Hold tight. That was quick. Now the charger for the computer can be charged. We can continue. Okay. So, hello, everybody. Thank you. I'm doing good. Good to be back. It always feels like such a long time, even though it's only 6 days between each and every episode. But it's good to be back. Yes, you can call in. You just can't call in right now. The hotline number is in the description. You'll be able to call in about maybe 30 minutes, 25 minutes, okay? Becky, stop trying to create plans. Come on. Okay, cool. So, all right. Something I've been thinking about lately, and I'm going to start sharing these things with you as they come up. And this is something that's come up for me, specifically in my life, and also with my coaching clients. Okay. So something that's come up and something I've realized, and maybe this is going to sound obvious to you, but it's something you really got to think about on a deep level here. Okay. So you know the saying, right? Rome wasn't built in a day, right? That just means that anything grandiose or anything big that you want to do, it's going to take a minute. It's going to take a while, right? Things take time. That is very, very true when it comes to the idea of growth and change. And I think that we have become very impatient, especially today with technology. I think we have been extremely impatient because the fact that we can get anything at our fingertips, right? Like, it's pretty crazy that we can just look anything up. We can get an answer really quickly. We can get things delivered to us magically within a day. I can go on my phone, click some things, and things show up to my door the next day. I mean, it's crazy. So we're kind of being trained that things happen fast. But when it comes to the most important thing in your life, which is growth and change, especially in this area of dating and attraction, or really anything else you're trying to do for yourself, it takes time. So what I'm asking you is for patience. Think about it like you're building a house, similar to the Rome analogy. You're building a house, but it's only one person building a house. So you don't have a whole crew of people doing it. So that means that you're not going to be able to do it within a day, a week, a month, maybe even a year. Think about it in this analogy that it's just you, and you're laying it brick by brick. So when you lay it brick by brick, step by step, it doesn't seem like anything's really happening. But over the course of a long period of time, all of a sudden you see the house being built. That's how it is for health and fitness, whether you're trying to gain weight, lose weight. This is the same thing with attraction, meeting women. This is the same thing for building wealth and your career. This is the same thing for lifestyle, making friends, building a social circle. So there's all these things in your life, and they take time. And I don't think people appreciate that. So what happens is we get impatient, we don't see quick changes, and then we give up. And it fucks with us a little bit because sometimes we do see quick changes. Sometimes something happens, whatever you're doing, and it just works out really well to the point where you're like, whoa, I saw some quick change. And then you expect that to happen. So, for example, some guys might go out, get over their approach anxiety, and get a number. And they're like, boom, I got this. Like, game over. Like, this is good. And then they go out the next night and they get a bunch of rejections. And that sinks them down further because it messed with them because they thought they had it and then they didn't. So it's kind of like this high. And because there was a high, equivalent, there was a low. So I need you to understand as you're going through this process, and I know this is kind of like my PSA for today's live, is that you need to be patient. It takes time, and that's okay. I just want you to be aware of it. It's just an awareness factor. Just be aware, remind yourself, and instead of looking at bigger picture, like I need to get results now, think about it as let's get little incremental results week by week, day by day. Okay? So look at things in smaller chunks, in micro chunks. It's okay to have a big goal. So let's say, for example, you want to get a date with a girl within 2 months. Okay, that's a great goal, right? So what do you got to do to achieve that goal? There's all these little goals that you have to accomplish week by week, doing more approaches, getting on an app, getting better at conversation, et cetera, et cetera. Learning, like coming here on the live, and then implementing. Learning, implementing. And here's the other reality is that a lot of guys and girls, humans, they really aren't patient enough, and most people, I think, don't make changes. I'm not trying to say that to be negative. Really, I'm trying to say that to motivate you. Like, are you going to be the person who's going to make the change and say, I'm going to be patient? Or are you going to be part of the bigger group of people in the statistic that says, nope, it's too hard, I'm not going to do it? Right? So, I'll ask you right now, are you going to be the one who's willing to change? If so, say yes. And if not, say no. Let's hear from you in the chat. Okay? Okay. Now, let me segue into, of course, what I always talk about every single time we do a live, to let you know that if you want to build that house faster, if you're looking to get some help in this area, coaching is available to you. I talked to a bunch of guys last week who have heard about coaching through here, through the podcast. I like to advertise it a lot because it's not really apparent that I do it. I actually spoke at a coaching event last week, and it was a coaching event to help coaches build their business. And I said that one of the biggest mistakes I ever made was not telling people that I do coaching. People just think that I have a YouTube channel and a podcast and I do it for fun, which makes sense. But I need to talk about it so you guys know about it. So here I am talking about it. So look at all the yeses coming in. Steve says yes. Forby says yes. Brian says yes. Nico says yes. Afinic says yes. Becky says yes. John says yes. That's only like 8 yeses. And there's like 70 people watching. I guess that just goes with the statistic, right? Most people are not going to do it unless you say yes. Can you say yes? Hopefully you do. So coaching, like I said, is available to you. That's where I help you one-on-one in order to receive that help. All you got to do is go to coachedbytripp.com. That URL is in the description, along with the hotline where you can call in and we can chat, and we'll do that in about 10, 15 minutes. So there we go. Here's some more yeses coming in. There we go. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. So if you're interested in coaching and receiving help from me one-on-one, either over the phone or in person, and you need help getting to your next level and get over your sticking point, which may be conversation or meeting women or shyness, let me help you. I have a proven system to do so, and I'll walk you through it step by step, brick by brick. coachedbytripp.com. URL in the description. Look at this. All these yeses coming in. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Cool. Cool. Okay. What's a simple way to attract women without saying anything? So what I want to go over is the concept of body language. Body language is interesting. In some ways, it matters, and in some ways, it doesn't matter at all. So what does that mean? Well, if you're just starting off, if you're very new to this, if you're like, I've never even talked to a woman before, I would say, I don't want you to even focus on body language. It'll be interesting and entertaining for you to hear this advice, but I don't even think that you should bother with it. Why? Because it's going to overwhelm you. Like I said, right? Today, the theme is step by step, brick by brick. That's what we're building here, right? So if you overwhelm yourself, nothing happens because you get so overwhelmed that you don't take action. So body language, there's a lot there, right? Body language can include your posture, which I should be working on right now. It can be eye contact, which is one of the most important ones, looking at the person in the eye that you're talking to. Right now, I'm looking at you in the eye. I'm looking at 86 of you in the eye, even though I'm looking into a camera. Posture. The way maybe you move your hands when you're speaking instead of just kind of being like this. The way you position your hands when you're listening. Are they in your pockets? Are they outside of your pockets? Maybe you've read before. Maybe you've heard me say before. Maybe you've heard before that body language, which is also called nonverbal communication, holds a heavy weight in terms of all the communication that's happening when you're talking to someone, meaning that they're picking up on your body language as you're talking to them. They're noticing if you're looking at them. They're noticing if you're moving your hands. They're noticing if you're slumped over like this. They're noticing all these little things. By the way, how much worse does it look when I'm like this? Can't you even tell? Isn't that crazy? Like, can't you tell right now? And then watch this. Watch this. Boom. Way more confident, looking in the eye, sitting up straight. And I'll admit, sometimes it gets a little tiring. So you end up slouching a little bit. And then you fall down. And you don't look as good. You look kind of weak. So these are things that are important in attraction. Good body language signifies confidence. It signifies health. It signifies comfortability with the woman that you're speaking to. So imagine if I were speaking to you and I was looking away from you, like I'm doing right now, like I wasn't looking at you. But imagine this is not alive. Imagine we're just in person. This is a little strange, isn't it? This is so strange for me that I'm looking at the wall that it's making me uncomfortable, not looking at the camera. But this is strange. You're like, this person isn't looking at me. I feel like they're looking somewhere else. Therefore, there's no connection here. So you want to create that connection, and being able to hold eye contact proves to the person you're talking to that you're comfortable and that you're confident. And here's the thing. No one's going to be saying, it's so subtle. It's a sub-communication. No one's saying to themselves, wow, that person has really good eye contact. That person has really good body language. That's amazing. They're not going to be saying that, but it's going to hit them subconsciously. They're just going to be able to tell that this person is confident just by the way that you're speaking to them, the way that you're holding yourself, the way that you're looking. So, okay, I kind of give you the rundown of that, but you heard me say earlier to not focus on it in the beginning. So why? Why, if it's so important, don't focus on it in the beginning? Because I think that even though body language is important, it's more important as a skill set to be able to actually say something. Even though I know the title of this video is a simple way to attract women without saying anything, but it is more important, I should tell you, to be able to first get down conversation. And I'll say this because if you don't have conversation down, then you're not going to even have a moment to even practice body language, right? If you go in and you can't hold a conversation, you're going to have 2 seconds of looking at her in the eye and being able to just hold yourself, right? So I want you to first work on conversation and then add in that extra bit. Once you know you can hold a conversation with a stranger, when you can approach a woman, when you can have a good date, a solid date where you're having good conversation that's entertaining you, then at that point, you can focus on body language. You can kind of throw that in there. Make sure you're looking at them in the eye, making sure you're standing up tall, making sure that your hands are not, fidgeting too much or shoved in your pockets. That's really the 80-20 of body language right there. And it's crazy. It's just crazy how well it works. And it's so simple. It's so simple. Maybe a little bit difficult to practice because you're focusing on a lot, like keeping conversation, standing up tall, looking them in the eye. One problem that I used to have, I still struggle with this, and I try to work on it as much as I can, is holding eye contact when I'm talking. Of course, I'm doing it now because I'm so used to it, looking into the camera. But there are times when I still struggle because I'm kind of, like I'm doing right now, I'm kind of so animated into the conversation that I kind of look away. And I feel that it's more powerful to look at them in the eye when you're talking as much as it is when you're listening. So make sure that the eye contact that you have is just as good when you're listening as when you're talking. I feel like it's a little bit harder because you're multitasking to hold the eye contact when you're actually talking to the person because you're doing a lot there and it's a lot easier to just focus and be able to listen and look them in the eye. But be careful because some guys will focus so much on eye contact that they're not actually listening to the girl that they're talking to, and that can be a big problem. Okay? Thank you, Vincent, for the super chat. I appreciate that. We have another woman here, Sherry, asking, how can you flirt with a man in a nightclub? You want to know how to flirt with a man in a nightclub? Just go up and say hi to him. Boom, game over. Okay. All right. So does that make sense? Does that make sense? Let me clarify. Body language, only a few things. Eye contact, posture, keep your hands out of your pockets. Don't be too much with your hands because it can be kind of overwhelming. Stay calm. And then take this information and focus on it and working on it after you've gotten to the point where you have gotten conversation skills down. Okay? So, just looking at the chat right now. Everyone's just talking about why there's a girl here, why there are multiple women here. This is dating advice for men, but a lot of women can learn. Women can learn a lot by being here. I would tell you as a guy, you should be going. I don't know if there's any lives that any women do. I don't think there are any dating coaches for women who go live on YouTube. But if there are, and if there were, I would encourage you to go there and see what they're talking about. Okay? And yes, everyone is welcomed here. The only people who are not welcome here are people who are going to sit here and spam the chat. But luckily, we haven't had that problem in a while. So I just want to answer this question really quick. Cody Chang, you said how to date a girl who seems a bit Asperger. How to know whether she's interested or not. Honestly, if she's hanging out with you and agreeing to continue to meet up with you, and you're leading the interaction and she's following, then she's interested. So cool. All right, guys. We're about 20 minutes in. I think I gave you some good information here and gave you some ideas here on the topic and a little bit of my PSA, building brick by brick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the lines open here a little early. So if you want to call in, the number is in the description. The number is 310-598-3384. I'll also put it in the chat for you, but you can also get it in the description. If you're calling international, it's +1. However, just know that if I can't understand you or I can't hear you or there's a poor connection, it's not going to work out. Okay. Turn up my volume, someone said. I'll turn it up a little bit. I just don't want to redline too much. Can everyone hear me okay? Is it too soft? Let me know. There's always a lag on this, so I ask a question and then I don't get an answer for like 30 to 45 seconds. So if you have a question, you can call in 310-598-3384. One day I'll memorize it without having to look at it. The number is in the description. And I'll also answer questions in the chat as well. We can talk about the topic. If you call in, please stick... you don't have to stick to the topic, but make sure your question is specific enough. If you have a question of how do you talk to girls, how do you get over approach anxiety, how do you flirt, those bigger questions are answered everywhere on my channel. I have over 500 videos. So, okay, everyone can hear me. Good. No WhatsApp. You have to call the number 310-598-3384. It shouldn't cost you anything. It should be free. Okay, cool. Yeah, call in, say hello. Let's answer your question. Also, like I said, happy to do it in the chat. Someone said, give me song suggestions for what? What do you need a song suggestion for? Tripp advice. You sometimes gave of masturbation before a date. I think it's kind of weird. I don't know what that means. Thanks, Leward. You're the man. Here's the thing. You can have this number saved in your contacts, but I'm only answering it when we go live. In fact, I'm only answering it once I make it live. It's not even available to call until I tell you it is when we're further into the live. What's up, Callum? How you doing, man? Don't forget, if you want to apply for coaching, go to coachedbytripp.com where you can apply today. Applications are coming in, and we can help you. What's up? You're on the air. What's your name, age, and where you calling from?
What's going on, Tripp? It's Angel, man, and from Cleveland. I don't know if you remember, but you got like lots of callers and stuff.
I'll remember when you tell me what your situation is. By the way, it's a little windy.
So basically, man, I have a question, and I kind of took, if something happened to me, and I kind of took it to heart, and she said, no, I was just kidding, but I just wanted to know how you would take it, because I had to, leave her alone and stop seeing that girl. I was talking to 3 of them, but I had to leave one alone. And basically, we were chilling. It was a Saturday, we were drinking wine and whatnot. And this Saturday, we went to her place, right? So
okay.
While we were hanging out, we were kind of tipsy and whatnot, and then I don't know what made her grab some water, right? Like she pretended like she was gonna drink the water, and then she spit it out. But when she spit it out, it hit me. So I'm like, wait a minute, no, I don't like that, because at the end of the day, she started laughing when the water hit me, And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave. I took my keys and left. And she started calling me and texting me. She said, no, she was just kidding. She was just playing. And I was like, no, you're not just gonna disrespect me like that. You know, it's over. I don't want to see you anymore. And like she keeps hitting me up and telling me how sorry she is. But at the end of the day, how would you deal with it? And did I deal with it the right way?
So let me just clarify. You're saying to me that you were with a girl hanging out. You took a sip of water, spit it in your face.
Not in my face. No. Not in
You,
my face. She spit it on me, right? Because like we were drunk. We were kind of drunk. We were tipsy.
okay, she
And
spit it on you, and that
huh?
bothered you. And that bothered you enough. You didn't like that.
I didn't like that at all, dude.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I actually think you handled that pretty well. I mean, it's different for everyone, right? Some guys might think it's funny, might not care, might joke around, take a sip of water, spit it back on her, spit it back on her and whatever. But if you didn't like that and you felt disrespected or you feel that was an immature move, then I think that's totally fine, man. If you didn't like that and you left, I mean, here's the thing. It's funny because now that you left, now you have her chasing you. But even more important, you didn't do that to get her to chase you. You left because you were not interested in hanging out with someone who's going to do something like that. So I think that was a great, abundant move, saying, you know what, there's other girls out there that are going to act in a way that I would prefer and enjoy and not be immature. So I think it's fine that you left, man. I think you do what you want to do. I think that's a power move. I think a lot of guys might be in a scarcity mindset where they can be bothered by that, but stay because they're so obsessed with just attaching to one girl because they don't think they can get someone else. So they kind of settle for with it, So I think that was cool, man. I think it's great that you left.
Also, I have another question. Like, what if, because I wanted to grab, like you said, I wanted to grab water and just spit it in her, on her. But then I was like, you know what, that'd be immature of me. But like, at the end of the day, I have another chick. She wants me to go because I mean we're going to college and everything, and she wants me to go to the homecoming, but I don't really want to go because I have plans with another chick. But I don't know, like I don't want to tell her like, hey, I have plans with the other chick, even though she knows that I'm dating other chicks. It's just I don't want to be rude and be like, okay, no, I'm seeing Cynthia this Friday, and I don't want to go to homecoming with you anyways. You know what I'm saying? So how do I go about handling that situation?
How old are you again, buddy?
I'm 20.
20. Okay. Homecoming. Homecoming where? In college?
Yeah. They call it HOCO for it's Cleveland State University. And she's a freshman, the other one. So it's like they're having like this little homecoming, and I didn't even want to go when I first started. But I don't want to go with her this Friday. You know what I'm saying?
Then just don't. Then just say no. Just go with the person that you want to go with.
So just tell her like, no, I'm going on a date with Cynthia, or like, is that too much?
Yep.
Like, is that
just
too
be
much?
honest, man. People are so afraid to be honest. They're so afraid. Just be honest. It's funny how much it's not. Yeah, it's funny how much it's not going to be a big deal. You don't have to lie. We're so caught up in trying to figure out how to save someone from feeling hurt. That's not your problem. That's something that they have to deal with. Of course, you don't have to be rude about it. But just be honest. Yeah, you're going with someone else. I think that's totally fine. It's totally fine, man.
All right. I appreciate your advice, man.
You're welcome, dude. Thanks for calling in.
No problem.
Bye-bye. There's really not much to say sometimes. Advice is pretty simple. What's up, man? You're on the air. What's your name, age, and where you calling from?
Hello?
Hey, you're on the air. What's your name, age, and where you calling from?
Hey, Tripp. My name is Cody, and I'm 29 years old, and I live in Canada. And I'm the guy who just asked you about a girl who seems a little bit Asperger.
Yes. So what's up?
So basically, I've been on 3 dates with this woman, and I just having really hard time to differentiate whether she's interested in me or she's not. But every time if I initiate meet up or something, and she always follow, but she rarely initiate any conversation over text or something like that. And I'm just having that difficulty at the moment.
Does she agree to meet up with you when you ask her out? Yes, right? You met up with her 3
Correct.
times.
Yep.
Are
3
you
times.
are you advancing the situation sexually?
Each time we're progressively getting closer and closer. She doesn't really seem to be very receptive, kissing in public and stuff like that. But when there's a public place, when there's a more of a private place, she seems to be more comfortable making out and things like that. But we weren't
Like most
at the
people.
point.
Like most
Yep.
people. So you guys have kissed. Have you done anything else?
Well, we made out on the 3rd day, and we're groping each other, but I tried to really keep it not go as fast because I'm looking for more of a long-term relationship, and I like to save it to maybe the 4th or 5th date.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, just understand that you can still have sex on a 2nd, 3rd, even 1st date and still get into a relationship. Just because you have sex soon, that doesn't mean that it's can't go into a relationship. So I wouldn't save it too long, because remember that a relationship with a woman is inherently sexual. That's the only difference between a relationship with a girl that you're in a relationship with versus someone who's a friend. So, I don't think you need to save the sexuality. I think sometimes that can hurt you more than help you. It's okay to move slow. If you're not ready, that's fine. If you're trying to save it for marriage, and it's a religious thing, that's a different story. But if you're comfortable with having sex, you should and you want to have sex, you don't have to feel ashamed to try and have sex. So it's okay.
Well, so here's my question. Speaking of that, on a 3rd date, we were like very close to having sex, but when I was start to get closer, like start to rubbing her chest and all that, and she seems to be not very comfortable, and then took my hands away. So that's how I decided to stop from there. Maybe she's not comfortable now, but
yeah,
like
totally.
to continue doing that another time.
Yeah, you're obviously going to go at the pace that the girl is comfortable with and that you're comfortable with. So that's fine. But also understand, it's okay if it's taking too long and the girl that you're dating doesn't want to have sex for a very long time. We're talking like 6+ dates. It's okay to end it. Because, again, you're not trying to create a friendship here. So, no, don't force her, obviously. Get consent, obviously. Do what's comfortable for her. But yeah, I guess my point here is go at the pace that's comfortable for both of you. Okay?
Right.
But yet, don't wait too long. So, of course, you're not going to force it, but if it's going too long, you might want to have a conversation about it. I don't think you're there yet, and also, I don't know why you assume she has Asperger's. Maybe she's just really shy.
Well, it's just various reasons that, for example, she doesn't really make much eye contact in general, and she seems to be talking about her passions of her interest a lot. Other than that, she doesn't really talk other stuff, and yeah, just a little bit not the type of girl that I normally meet, and I actually Google it, and that's how I found that she probably will be on the spectrum. So I don't know. Maybe she's just really shy that I just interpret.
Yeah. So if she's shy, you can take it slow. So go at the pace that's comfortable for both of you. That's what I got to say. Okay?
Okay. Sounds good.
Thanks, man. Thanks for calling.
All right. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Interesting people here who have joined the chat room. Line is open. 310-598-3384. Interesting questions here today. I need to let you know, women like sex. They want to have it. They just want to feel comfortable and safe and not judged in order to have it. What's up? You're on the air. What's your name, age, and where are you calling from?
So, my name is Xavier. I'm calling from New York. I'm 23.
What's up, man? What's your question?
Yes. So I've been talking to this girl like for a long time. I was going after her like the whole summer, and I feel like I was just like acting too strong, like going, too strong. And then I was like watching your videos, and then I pull away a little bit. And then she started coming to me. She started talking to me more. Everything was working out. But then recently I just I worked with her. So she was on the lunch, and then I saw her FaceTiming some guy.
Stop.
Then,
You work with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
do not. Just stop right there. Do not.
Okay.
Do not date women at work. This is something I talk about all the time. This is a Tripp advice rule. Do not date a woman at work. Okay?
Yeah, that's what she was telling me. She was like, "Oh, I don't want to date someone at work. Even you're nice and everything, but I just don't want to make it awkward if we break up or something."
Exactly. That's the whole point. Exactly. You don't know what could happen if you do the wrong thing. Maybe you get in trouble at work. It's just like the cons outweigh the pros when it comes to dating women at work. Okay? So, please, try to focus on women outside of work. It's going to be better for you in the long run, and you don't have to it's like make it easy. Make life easy on yourself. Make life easy on yourself. And you're going to be doing that by dating women who are ready for a relationship, who are not out of a current relationship, not at your work, right? Like women who are more available and you don't have any kind of potential issues that could come up with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
that I got jealous, and she was telling me, "Oh, you're coming on too strong, too crazy," and
now you work with her.
I messed it up again.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do. Should I just pull away again?
Just pull away, man. Just pull away and just forget about it. And start meeting women outside your work. That's it. Just pull away. Pull away. Dangerous situation. Start from scratch. Meet someone else. Immediately.
Yeah, you're right.
Immediately. Even if you start ignoring her and she comes crawling back. Okay?
What if she come back again? What if I pull away and then
still
she
wouldn't
come
do
back
it.
again?
I still wouldn't do it. Don't date women at work. Because what if something happens? What if you get in trouble at work? What if you say the wrong thing and then you get in trouble for sexual harassment when you didn't mean to harass her? It's like you never know. We're living in a very sensitive time. And so I want you to be safe and do things that are going to not be too risky, especially in this area. So.
Yeah, thank you. And my last thing to finish with this is because there was a time when I pulled away and I wasn't talking to her, and she was telling me, "Oh, why you acting so weird?" And now that I'm talking to her again, she's like, "Oh, you're coming too strong."
Yeah, so she's playing games. She's probably just playing games and messing with you. Even if this was a girl who was not outside your work, I would say forget her too. You don't need to deal with these games. Should only be going for women who are interested in you, okay? Very important. Only be going for women who are interested in you and not the ones at work. Move on.
Thank you. Thank you, Tripp.
You're welcome. Yeah, I had to ban a couple people from the chat here. People who have very, very fucked up names, usernames. This is not the place for hate. This is a place where we're trying to learn about dating advice. So if you're here trying to do anything other than respectfully learn about dating, confidence, sex, please leave. Get the fuck out. Okay? That's just my little note to the spammers out there. Cool. Line is open, 310-598-3384. Call in. We can answer your question. I can also answer your question in the chat. If you do a super chat, I will definitely answer your question. Lots of calls today. I'm loving it. What's up? You're on the air. What's your name, age, and where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Mike. I'm 26, and I'm from Sudbury, Ontario, Canada.
From Canada?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. You're the second Canadian to call in. What's your question?
Just wanting to know how to approach women with confidence and not overthink it and try to get their number and text them and going on dates and so forth.
Did you call in before? This is the first time this question sounds really familiar because you just asked like, every question that exists.
Sorry to argue around that, Tripp. It's just I'm trying to get out more often to meet women, but I'm actually going to go to the gym today, so maybe there'll be women around.
Yeah.
But I was just there's like a Walmart where I live, and there was tons of women around, but I was with my workers, so it was kind of hard to approach them with my worker because I didn't feel it was a good time to do it. But hopefully later on today or sometime this week, I can approach women.
Okay.
It's hard for me to approach them because I'm not really a bar scene guy. I don't go to the bars or clubs or anything. I just I go to the gym, but it's hard to do the cold approach, just going up to a woman and just saying, "Hey, I just saw you over there. I just had to come and say hi."
You said that's hard for you to do?
So I just wanted to know if you can give me advice on how to approach women that I don't know and how to get their number and how to text them and build up from there.
Okay, so here's your issue. Okay, I see it. This is with a lot of guys. So your issue right now is that you're focusing on everything at once. Okay, you're thinking, how do I approach?
Too much.
Yes, you're focusing on too much. How do I approach? How do I get over the approach anxiety? How do I continue conversation? How do I get her number? How do I get her on a date?
Girl with confidence.
How do I do it with confidence? You're asking and by the way, great questions. But what needs to happen is stop asking all the questions. Ask one question, by the way, not to me, I mean to yourself, and then get that answered and then implement it. So for example, and this is kind of how I see it here is it's a linear process. Okay, it's a linear process, which means we can start at one certain place and then move forward. Okay? So naturally, chronologically, where would we start in this process? Probably just with the approach, with going up and doing the approach. So what I don't want you to do is expect that you're going to go up to a woman and be able to do it all. You're probably not. It's like saying, how do I learn the guitar? And in 2 days, you're going to be playing Stairway to Heaven, perfectly. Like, it's not going to happen. So you have to take it step by step. And this is what we focus on, by the way, in coaching. And I recommend that you apply, by the way, because I know you called in twice now, and it sounds like you really want to learn this. Yeah. So I'd recommend you apply, and anyone else to apply. And we work on this. So, and you can work on this on your own too. It takes a little bit more time. But you start in the very beginning. You start with the approach. Okay, so instead of saying, okay, I'm going to the gym today, like, who can I approach? Like, instead, it should be something that you create that's habitual. So if I were you, I would make approaching a habit. Just approaching, by the way. Not saying approaching, having an amazing conversation, getting her number, and getting all these dates.
Like how how should I go about it? Like, how should I approach them without being shied away or just overthinking or
Well, you got to start off.
or
You got to start off really small. You got to start off really
oh,
small. So I would say every day, for example, every day at 1 p.m., you go out and you do an approach, and you use the easiest opener that you could think of. This is like step one, right? So if you are too scared to go up to a woman and say, "Hey, noticed you over here. You look nice. You know, are you from, wherever?" If that's too hard for you, then you got to take it a step back. That's why I always say, say anything. Ask for directions somewhere. Something that's so stupid, like that's in your head. You're like, this is dumb. As long as it's easy enough, it's going to get you used to talking to strangers. Right now, you're not used to it. So it's very scary for you. You're fearing the unknown, right? So
I find it hard for me to go out as much as I should go out. I mean, the only place I go out is the gym, but
yeah, and of course,
I mean, it's kinda hard
you're
to pick
not
up
going to
women
want to
at
go
gym
out
they're
because
there
you
to
don't have
work
any
out.
confidence
They're
in this
not
area.
there for guys to pick them up.
What was
And
that?
you can do it, but it's kind of tricky. So
Yeah.
and I was just hearing you just talk about the other guys about picking up women at work. You can't. I've worked at like co-op jobs, and I tried picking up women at co-op jobs, and then just you get in so much crap because the police are involved, and there's all kinds of crazy stuff that happens.
Wait, where is
So
this? Where is this?
I'm glad you talked to him about some of the advice that you gave him. It was good advice.
What's Club John's?
It was just around like getting women at work, like talking to them at work.
Yeah. The most ideal
Like,
situation is talking
shouldn't
to
be
a
doing
woman.
that. Yeah.
Talking to a woman.
I mean, here's the thing.
Anywhere
It's like,
anywhere
it's
else but
so,
work, or if they're working. I mean, you can. People always ask, "How do I hit on the waitress?" It's like
it's so difficult to find places to meet women. That's why the cold approach is good, because you can just go up to them and just say, "Hey, I just saw you from over there. I just had to say hi, or had to come and say hi." Or
it's so
even
funny.
when they walk by, you can like try to start up a conversation. Maybe
It's so funny that guys, they always ask like, "Oh, there's nowhere to meet women." They're only saying that because they're scared to approach. There's plenty of places to meet women. Of course, it's challenging if you live in a town of 5,000. But if you live in any town over 20,000 people, there are women to talk to, and they're everywhere. You just have to go up and you have to talk to them. And I suggest that you do that. If you're not killing it in online dating, and when I say killing it, I mean you're getting like multiple dates per week. If that's not if that's happening, great. It's working, fantastic.
Right.
For most guys, that's not happening. So if that's not happening, you should be going out and meeting women. But here's the thing. Even if you are killing it in online dating, this skill of being able to go up and being able to meet someone in person, that skill will take you. It's not just a skill that is a skill in itself of now I have this skill of meeting a woman on the street or at a bar. It actually transcends farther because that gives you more confidence to talk to strangers and just gives you more charisma habits that you can use when you're on a date with a girl, when you meet someone at a party, when you're socializing with anybody, when you're at work. I mean, when I started learning this stuff and I got really good at meeting women in person, doing cold approach, I didn't even know this, but this made me more confident in all social areas of my life. Any communication with anyone else, family, friends, work, whatever, I just felt more comfortable because one of the hardest things you could do is really go up to a girl you're attracted to and say hello. That's one of the hardest social things that you could do. So it's like you can accomplish that. Everything else is 10 times easier. So I guess my point here is this is something that's worth it to work on, and you should be taking it step by baby step.
instead of thinking it all at once and then trying to go up and
Yeah.
trying to use all that information on how to, all these things, like
Exactly.
too much information, too much overthinking, too much. Then you just don't do it. Then you don't take action, and then you don't. And yeah.
Right. So I guess my point is make the barrier of entry easy. Guys will watch even my videos and they'll make it so hard. They'll make it so hard on themselves. Make it easy. Make it so you take some sort of action, like you said. Make it so you're taking some sort of action.
Right.
So there you go, my friend. I hope that helps. Start off small.
Right. And then build up.
And then build up.
Gradually, in order to build up gradually within yourself, to build up the courage, to build up the confidence, so you can go up and approach women.
Correct. Exactly. Making sense now?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Good, man. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah. Thanks.
Take care. This is what we help with when it comes to coaching.
What's that?
Oh, sorry. Thought you hung up. I was about to talk to everybody else. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So yeah, this is what we do when it comes to coaching is we strategize how to take that process that I just explained, implement it to where you are specifically and where you are in your city, town, wherever you live, and then get you to go out and do these approaches and start getting dates. Actually, cool story. Just worked with a 20-year-old, and this guy on his last session told me yesterday, after 6 sessions, he lost his virginity. So, pretty cool. This works. Stuff works. You guys are awesome. Good stuff in the chat here. Good stuff in the chat. I can do another call. We have a little bit of time left. Still have a bunch of people watching. We can do another couple calls. Or take any questions in the chat room. Yeah, I have a bunch of live streams up. I keep them up so you can review them. What do I do if a girl's looking at me while she is with another guy? Interesting. I'd go over and just approach them. I mean, unless they're like, you can tell they're on a date, they're holding each other, they're kissing, then obviously don't do anything. But if it seems like they could be friends, just go over and approach. If I was with my girlfriend, like she's just my friend, and a guy came over and did a nice approach, like a good solid approach where I felt respected in the approach, I would be like, dude, and my friend was single, I'd be like, yeah, talk to her, make it happen, make it work. The guy that's going to be upset that is happening is going to be a guy who actually just likes the girl that he's with. So, Tripp helped me last 2 years nail a girl I've crushed on for over 5 years. Thank you for respecting me. Nailing a girl? Come on. Nailing a girl. It's sad the men of today need dating coaches, Shadow, you say. I don't think so. I think that this has been a struggle for men and women for many, many years. So think positive, Shadow. Think, isn't it great that there are dating coaches out there? That there are all sorts of coaches out there that can help. What's up? You're on the air. What's your name, age, and where you're calling from?
Today need dating coaches. Hello?
Also, put me on mute because I can hear it.
Yeah, I did that. What's up?
What's up, man? What's your name, age, and where you calling from?
My name is Tom. Age is 20. I'm calling from New Jersey.
Cool, buddy. What's your question?
Okay, so for me, it's I just wait for, the perfect time to approach a girl or whatever. But, it doesn't seem to, come to that. Like the perfect timing doesn't even arrive. I just keep waiting.
What is the
I'll
perfect
find someone
time?
much better, something like that.
What does the perfect time look like to you? Describe the perfect time.
So for me, it's like I want to improve myself so that I don't get any rejections. It's impossible to, not get any rejections. I know that, but it's just that anxiety that let me just first work on myself.
Have
And,
you ever
I'll find someone.
gotten rejected before?
Yes, many times, man.
And what happens afterwards?
So yeah, after that, it just actually motivates me to work towards myself. But that's the thing. It's like a trap that I just think that I'm not enough, and it's just like what do you say?
Think about it this way.
I don't know how to describe it though.
Think about it this way. They're not rejecting you per se. Let's reframe it. They're rejecting the approach.
Oh, is that? Yeah, that I didn't think about that. To be
Right?
honest.
Like, don't take it so personally. Guys take it so personally. Oh, they rejected me, and they think, oh, they rejected me because I'm stupid or I'm ugly, or I don't know. But the girl doesn't know who you are.
But what if they do? If that's a scenario.
Right.
Like,
Okay. So even
they
in
just know
that
you as a
scenario,
friend, but if I'm approaching them, just to go out on a date or something, and they reject me, it kind of hurts. So it even motivates me, but it has only happened like 2 or 3 times. But that's enough to.
that just means that you don't have enough self-love, self-respect, self-esteem. So
Yeah,
you're
so that's
letting
what I'm trying to
other
work
people
on too.
control. It's irrational and illogical to let anybody dictate how you should feel about yourself. Because some people are going to like you, some people are not going to like you. Who's right and who's wrong?
But like, what if I don't even find those people who like me? Because
answer my
that's what goes through my head, all the time.
Right, but then that's a numbers game. That's a numbers game, and it's a skill level game. You're going to have to build your skill of being able to hold a conversation, approach, display your personality traits in a confident way, those things. Like, you're going to have to build yourself to be more attractive so that you can be attractive to the opposite sex. And,
yeah, that's correct. So
and then combine that
like
with a
my
numbers
first
game.
girlfriend, yeah. So that I actually play guitar. So that's something that I love to do, and I think women find that attractive. So that's how I got into relationship with my first girlfriend. She came to like my show, and I think she found that attractive. But I wasn't even skillful regarding talking or anything. I didn't have any skill, but
That's just one area. That's just one area. I mean, it's nice that you can play guitar. It's nice that you have that kind of skill. So there's nothing wrong with that. I definitely would recommend any guy to do that. But it's going to take more than that. It's going to take more than that.
Yeah, I believe absolutely. So that's what the trap is. Like I try to improve myself, then I go again, I get rejected, and it comes back again that I still need to improve myself, and I never find anyone, to be honest, because of that. So that's something that I'm stuck into as of now.
What do you want to tell you? What would you like me to say? What would you like me to say? You should give up. Do you want me to give you the?
Would at least help.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you to give up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. You're probably very jaded because there are some guys out there who are very jaded because they get rejected a lot and it's not working. But you can only just come back to yourself, and you got to figure out what's going on.
Yeah,
so the game now is to figure out what's going on.
I found your channel, but it actually really helped me, to do the approach in a different way, or develop your confidence level and all that. So yeah, that's what I do. Like look up on the YouTube and stuff, and yeah, that's pretty much helping my confidence at least.
Good. So and then what else? You got to think about where else. I offer coaching. Other people offer coaching. There are programs that you can take. There are people that you can go out. There are systems that you can learn. There are ways you can push yourself. You can go out more. You can talk to more people. You can try app dating, speed dating, approaching. I mean, it's endless how much opportunity there is for you to try.
I get that. So it is just taking action and, getting out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just don't give up, man. Don't give up.
All right. Thank you so much, Tripp. Okay. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, man. Take care. Bye-bye. Calls are shut down. Please stop spamming the chat. Why can't I kick anybody out? This isn't working. All right. To go back to what happened there. I get it. I do. Okay. This just full circle goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's not easy. Okay? It's not easy. Some of you are going to get rejected a lot, and it's going to be tough, and you're going to get super jaded. But I'm not going to give you the okay to give up, because your life is going to be, if you want something and you don't go after it, you're going to have a shittier life. I'm telling you. And you'll always end up coming back to the point where you're like, maybe I should just try this and try to get better. So I highly recommend that you don't give up and just keep working on things. It's not easy. Brick by brick by brick, you build. Okay? That wraps up another live. We're doing it again tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central Time. Thank you so much for joining us today. Don't forget, if you need coaching, if you need personal help, we can get you that. I can help you. All you got to do is go to coachedbytripp.com. Go to the chat. And when you go to the chat, I'm sorry, not the chat, the description. When you go to the description, you'll see the URL right there, coachedbytripp.com. Please join me. Would love to work with you. Apply today. Let me help you. Thanks for joining us, everybody. You guys are awesome. See you tomorrow. Maybe. Yes. No. Hopefully. Take care.